Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate your support, man. I'm very humbled. Well, I'm back, right? Long weekend, but the beat doesn't stop. It's still, after all that little vacationing, after all that doing what I do, it's still justice for baby Emmanuel, right? We're not stopping. But guess what? I got some breaking news. It's official, like a referee's whistle, right? They have now ceased the lookout for baby Emmanuel. They have ceased looking for him. Okay, it's official. According to the information that I got, the authorities have now ceased operations as far as looking for baby Emmanuel. And that's very fucking unfortunate. So it seems like it's going to take us as a collective, as a people, to find out where baby Emmanuel is, where he lays to rest as we speak, right? Because they've pretty much given up. I think, in all honesty, just my opinion, I think they gave up the day of, right? I don't think there was ever a very big push for finding baby Emmanuel. I understand they made it look good for the cameras. They talked about, and I'm talking about the legal, the law, right? What they were gonna do and what they should have done. But did they really push that agenda? Did they really go out there and look for him like they should have? I don't think so. I think they've given up because they have an understanding, just like I'm of an understanding, that you're probably not going to find baby Emmanuel, right? Unfortunate as it sounds, as sucky as that sounds, that is the truth. But now it's official. Now they have ceased looking for him. They feel that they have a strong case against Jake the Snake and Haros, where they don't have to. They could use circumstantial evidence. They don't need a body. Okay, now that's fuck the body thing. Okay, fuck the we need a body for for the prosecution purposes or to get a conviction. I don't care about none of that. Okay, that's gonna happen on its own, like a Patti LaBelle song. That's gonna be on its own. But what I want to see is baby Emmanuel found so he could be laid to rest properly. And I think that's what everyone's about right now. And that's gonna answer a lot of the questions that are being asked. The how come, the why come. It's just unfortunate. But they stopped the investigation. They stopped looking for him. And I understand, man. There's a certain point where they feel like it's unnecessary now, where they feel like they have enough evidence, or they feel like it just doesn't warrant the time. But what seems mysterious to me is, you got a lot of disappearances, a lot of killings, a lot of things that happen all over the world. Every day, children are abducted, they're beaten, men, women, everybody, right? What's unfortunate about this case is it doesn't seem like they took it too serious in the beginning, in the middle, nor the ending. Because from the beginning, baby Emmanuel had it bad. Okay, when the case was first reported by Haros, hola, he hit me. Bitch, shut up, right? When it was first reported, it didn't seem like everybody was taking it that serious. They didn't immediately gather up all the firemen, all the police officers, everybody in the community and go out searching. Everything was done word of mouth. Everything was done by just people that were concerned. And as it took storm on social media, as people like Ahmed, from Andatira and other people started to scream in the streets, gain awareness, bring awareness to this case, then all of a sudden it started to become something. But prior to that, it was nothing, right? Then a few people went out. There were a few search parties. There were a few things happening. But still, that was in the very beginning when people were believing that this child was abducted. About 3-4 days later, when we figured, hey, this bitch is lying. This fat, nasty, warthog-looking motherfucker, right, is lying through her teeth. I'm surprised after Jake socked her so many times she has teeth, right? Gonna see your falsies, right? We're just concerned. And then all of a sudden, what we have going on here is an outcry by people to, hey, get out there and search. We need search parties. I see more people searching. In my time, I've seen a lot of cases. If you guys recall the case out of Modesto with Lacey and Scott Peterson, there was more people, more search parties conducted looking for Lacey Peterson, who was pregnant at the time, a grown woman, than there was for a 7-month-old baby. Now, we know how far a woman can get. Sometimes women don't want to be found. Sometimes they can get away. Now, unfortunately, in that case, they found her unalived, pregnant, and that was a big, big story. It's still a big story to this day. Scott Peterson's sitting in Mule Creek Prison, doing a life. You know, his death row case was overturned. His death penalty, he's doing life. But still, that case boggles the mind. And you got a lot of people on both sides of the aisle. Some people that think he's innocent and he was judged too harshly. And there's a lot of people that believe in his guilt. Me, when it comes to that case, I don't even want to go there because it raises a lot of questions. And I'm a person for due process, but also I understand the way it looks when children, women are involved, man. Nobody wants to hear the bullshit. Anyways, that case warranted more, or didn't warrant, but it got more media attention. It got more search parties out there for a damn pregnant woman that had 2 feet. We're talking about a 7-month-old baby that barely learned how to crawl. There's nowhere he's going. So you would think that they would find him quicker than they could find a grown woman, or it would at least gain more attention. We're talking about a poor baby Emmanuel, who's out there in the cold, in the heat, in the whatever, in the elements, with no one to care for him. But it didn't. Okay? So then as time moved on, we're looking at this through the timeline. As time fucking moved on, what happened? What happened? They decided to arrest Rebecca and Jake because they were saying falsies, because they were giving false information to police officers, making stories up. Then when Jake's background was exposed by people on social media and a lot of things started to come into play, then and only then did the authorities decide, hey, we have enough for an arrest warrant. We still want to know about that mysterious blood that was found in that house. That hasn't been mentioned yet. Again, the discovery, is private right now. The discovery is not, the public can't get that. So we don't know what evidence they found in that house, but obviously it was enough to arrest them fucking idiots. Okay, so now the idiots sit in jail. And we don't know if Jake admitted guilt or didn't admit guilt. You'll hear some stories where they say they put an undercover police officer in his cell, but then a lot of people are saying that didn't happen. Then they're saying that he admitted to rolling over on baby Emmanuel. Then they're saying that never happened. He never confessed. Look, we don't know. This case is all over the place. But it seems like while all these things have been going on, courts, social media, everybody has stopped looking for baby Emmanuel. You don't see big search parties. You don't see them gathering. You don't see law enforcement say, hey, everyone in the community, we're going to go out today. We're going to go looking in the surrounding areas. It seemed like all that stopped immediately. As soon as they charged Jake and Rebecca, and they said they knew the area that baby Emmanuel was in. Well, why don't you go to that area and find him? Obviously, if they do know the area, they know that he's probably going to be in a situation where he cannot be found or he's gone. It is now over 2 months. Okay, a 7-month, 8 months, 7 months. Even Rebecca don't know the baby's age, right? A 7-month, 8-month-old baby is out there allegedly deceased. And no one seems to be able to locate the body or even the area that the body was in. We've heard the body was baby Emmanuel might have been in a construction site, according to Ahmed Beyoso, right, on the Tira. We heard the baby might be in a landfill, the dump, basically, where they throw trash. We've heard the baby might have been taken by coyotes. It's unfortunate that I have to say it like this, but this is just the truth. These are fucking facts, right? We heard that he was left on the side of the road or the area where they took Jake to go search for him. Whether that was just a ruse, man, to get him to talking and maybe to admit guilt, or they really took him out there because he gave him some information. One never knows, does one. From what I'm hearing, that was all psychological. They took him on the side of the road on a psychological trip to look at his body language and his mannerisms and the way he spoke, but also to see if he would break down and just give up the ghost. Obviously, that piece of shit didn't, because he's not in a position to do that. In his mind, he's bigger, better, and smarter than everyone else, man, and has these type of hands. And that's why Rebecca ain't saying shit, that dumb fat ass bitch. Right? I'm just being real. For those of you that don't like my language, earmuff it. But this is my style, my platform, my attitude, right? I'm all about finding baby Emmanuel, but at the end of the day, I understand that it's probably never going to happen. It's not going to happen. And now that the authorities have called off the search, they obviously feel they have enough. Now, this is good news for Jake and Rebecca, unfortunate fucking Lee. Anytime you do not have a body in a case or a murder weapon, okay, it's hard to prove murder. Yes, you have circumstantial evidence, and it has been proven, and that's all you really need. That's all the district attorney needs. Again, according to this discovery, which we are not at a liberty to see yet because there was a cease and desist put on it. Basically, there was, a court order put on it by the judge where it can't be released for various reasons. For people like me from social media can't get on there and explain it, break it down. I understand, but there's obviously enough in there that the detectives feel they got it. They got this. Don't worry, we got this. Bitch, that's what the judge said last time. That's what the district attorney said last time when Jake was in court for promise, right? And they didn't have this. See, anything can happen. The last thing we need is people from social media like myself on the Tira Dubs, anybody who does stories on this, and there's several more, to taint the evidence. We try to lean back. We're going to break it down the best way we can and give our honest opinion, especially those of us that have been through the system and incarcerated and know the law just a little smidgen, right? A little bit. We can break it down for you. But the facts are this. Everything right now is circumstantial. So this calling off the search officially for baby Emmanuel is actually good news for Jake and Rebecca. And that sucks because fuck them. We know exactly what they did. In our heart of hearts, we know exactly what they were capable of, what Jake was capable of, what Rebecca we now know is capable of, which is covering for Jake or being involved with her hands herself. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe that bitch was involved to the fullest. I believe that she eliminated her own son because Jake was jealous and he didn't want to hear the crying. He didn't want to deal with the baby that was in a certain situation and had health issues due to fucking Jake putting hands on him. I believe, just like the official officers believe, that baby Emmanuel suffered abuse for a lengthy period of time, for several months. You can see by the pictures, it looked like he had shaken baby syndrome. That's just the truth, man. His eyes look bleak. They look dead to the world, man. It's so fucking sad what Mijo had to go through. It's so sad what that baby lived through. The only saving grace is he was too young to understand and to know that his parents didn't love him like he needed that love, right? It's messed up when kids like Gabriel Fernandez, who know right from wrong, who know that a mom is a mom and a dad is a dad, or parents are parents. And imagine how he feels when he has to go through the suffering and the ridicule and the torture that he went through, knowing that these were his parents, his step-parents, his parents that were supposed to love him. That's even worse for a child, because imagine being abandoned like that, when the only people that you could turn to and that you rely on to eat, to be clean, to sleep, to everything, are the same people that are torturing you and hurting you. It's fucking unfortunate. Like I said, the only saving grace is that baby Emmanuel. Nothing's perfect in this world and nothing's good about this case, but I could say that he didn't understand that yet. You know, there's a bond usually between mother and child because a child is, developed over 9 months inside the womb of a woman. So usually a woman is attached. There are certain situations where women don't get that bond, but that's why their baby is left with them so they can bond with their child. It's a little bit harder for a father. Being a father, I'm going to be honest with you, it's a little bit harder to bond with your child. You either do or you don't. You know, them children don't come out of men. So it takes a little hard work, a little effort, a little dedication, a little love, right? A little patience. Me, myself, and my children, we have different bonds, all of them, all 4 of them, right? You know, my oldest, we don't have the strongest bond in the world because I wasn't there throughout her childhood. Then you have my second, man. Again, she was with her mother who now passed away, rest in peace, to my only love I had in my life, right? And so we didn't have the strongest bond, but she knows I'm her father, and it's like that, right? I'm in her life to a certain degree. And then my last 2, man, we have the strongest of bonds. We have an inseparable bond. A bond, I'll kill everything around this motherfucker for them. That's the real bond, right? But I understand how it is. Children are children. They're supposed to be loved, cherished, respected. Give them the leeway to learn, but teach them. Baby Emmanuel didn't get this. So now everyone is letting him down. All of social media, I'm calling out all you motherfuckers, right? Straight up, you can hate me if you don't, because you hate me, right? But everybody who was doing videos on this case, man, everyone who was gung-ho about finding baby Emmanuel, everyone who was all in it to win it, man, now has fucking disappeared. There's only a few of us left standing, man. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. It gets overbearing at times when people are asking me questions about things that I don't really know about. If we were working together as a collective, everyone who has their channels, who has their connections, who has their whatever it is, whoop-de-wops, zuzus, and wham-whams, we would be able to work together to figure things out. But obviously, people have moved on, and I respect it, but I'm calling you out on it, man, because don't literally sit there and say that you're all about one thing, and then you show your true colors, and you're not. Get the fuck on. Straight up. We don't need you. Baby Emmanuel is going to be just fine. I got this, right? I'm sure on the tira, after he gets over his sickness, he got that, and others got it, man. That's it. So anyways, to wake up to this information from someone who works in law enforcement in that area, to be told that the search for baby Emmanuel is officially or unofficially, no, it's official, like a referee's whistle, off. Like I said, I hope they got enough fucking evidence, because if not, this would be good news for Jake and Rebecca. Because see, without a body, without a murder weapon, their lawyers are going to try to pull a twist to get a better deal. Not about trial. I believe that if Jake and Rebecca go to trial, they're gift wrapped. Merry Christmas, early Christmas, right? They're getting the fuck up out of here, especially with Jake's history. And of course, Rebecca, as sprung as she is. And I'm surprised she hasn't said anything yet. That chick right now has outlived all of my crime partners except for one. Straight up, right? That's facts. I'm very surprised with the way Rebecca's conducting herself, how much fucking of a monster she really is. Even more so than Jake. We know he's an asshole. We know he's a child abuser. We know he's a woman beater. We know he's a narcissist. We know he thinks he's smarter than everyone else. He's the smartest guy in the room. We know all that. But when it comes to Rebecca, what type of a despicable woman, a child that was in her womb for 9 months that she supposedly bonded with, she could easily sit there in county jail eating a fucking apple this morning, drinking coffee with her hair braided, hola, and still be going with that weird ass fucking Casper the Ghost story. Bitch, if you don't, you're lucky you wasn't with me. You'd have been saying everything. I'd have been looking at you like, right? You look, that goes to show you just how guilty she is, even more so than Jakey the Snakey. But let's not fucking let Jake go, because he needs to be held accountable for promise as well. That piece of shit. Okay, he needs to be held accountable for everything. Just like that judge, I'm glad he resigned. That needed to be held accountable. That district attorney, everybody, the family, the social service workers, the fucking welfare department, everyone needs to be held accountable for letting these children become victims at the hand of a fucking monster like Jake, a stupid motherfucker, right? And then Rebecca is just as bad, because she sits there in county jail not saying anything and not telling us what we need to know. And yes, we need to know at this point. We don't want to know, but we need to know. For baby Emmanuel's sake, for his life, right? Even though his life is taken, maybe not, he still deserves at least that much. Anyways, the lawyers, the judges, everyone will be held accountable. The detectives and law enforcement have decided to cease and just let this go officially. So basically, baby Emmanuel will never be found. His remains are gone forever. It's unfortunate, but that's part of life, man. In order to give him a proper memorial, we need to keep his name out there and going. Until these fucking monsters are convicted, and I hope they got what they need to convict them. Because, man, if these what's going to happen is this. Look, like I said, we already know if they go to trial, it's over. It's a wrap, right? Depending upon the evidence, but public outcry and they feel like because Jay got away with the first one, they need to put a stamp on this motherfucker, lay a demo down, right? But with there being no body, with basically law enforcement saying we're never going to find him, it's hard to prove a murder with just circumstantial. You can, believe me, and it's been proven with less. But that gives them action at a better chance at a deal. Do you understand what I'm saying? They've already talked about having a conference for a deal. I think on October 16th, they're going to go back to court. That's when the lawyers and, of course, the district attorney, the prosecution are going to sit down and try to hammer out a deal. It's going to fucking really suck, man, if these guys get a fucking deal without the LWOP, right? Without the life without at the end of it. Imagine Rebecca getting 10, 15 and Jake getting 20, 25. That ain't enough. That ain't even enough for promise. Look, I think Jake should get life for promise and Rebecca should get life for being stupid for being with that man. Straight up, right? I also believe for baby Emmanuel, they should get the death penalty, but this is just my beliefs. But with the investigation being officially over as far as looking for baby Emmanuel, I guess we're not going to get a lot of the answers that we've sought, right? Just is what it is. I just hope the district attorney watches this. PSA to the district attorney, don't be a stupid ass. Make sure that you have all your duck in a row. Dot your I's, cross your T's. This dude's a monster. That chick's a monster, right? An ugly monster too, right? Have you seen Rebecca lately? The last picture I seen of her, her black eye was now drooped all the way down. The bitch looked like she had a stroke. Straight up. Every time she sees Jake, her fucking pussy's quivering. She gets all weird, right? She starts fucking having babas in court. Don't give that bitch a deal. Give that bitch a pill. She needs some help. Anyways, with that being said, man, Hey, just because the investigation officially stops by law enforcement doesn't mean people in the community are not out there trying to find baby Emmanuel. Hopefully we can lay him to rest one of these days. But if not, I hope they fucking give these people a conviction and don't cut them a good deal. Because without a baby, that's what I'm saying, man. They're going to give them a deal. Now they can say there's no body, there's no weapon, it's all circumstantial. You're just going based off of history. Rebecca has no history. Look, man, offer them a good deal. Let's get up out of here, man. Let's get a, we can get a closed case since we can't get a closed casket. Fucking weird shit, man. This is how people get away with this. Our rule of law is put into place for and then help certain people that need to be helped. But in this case, man, it's probably going to be a failure. That's just a fact. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. It's always going to be right here, justice for baby mama. We're not going to stop over here. All you rest of you motherfuckers can stop, but I ain't going to stop, man, because I can't stop, because I won't stop, and I don't stop.